Sippers get ready. People get ready. Sippers get ready for tea with me.
Sippers, welcome to this episode of the Tea With Me podcast with me, Fast Hand Shane Todd. Before we get into this episode, I need to plug a few things. First of which is the Patreon, patreon.com/Tea With Me podcast. That is where we put all the bonus stuff from the pod. Extra episode on a Monday, live stream every Friday. There's specials on there. When we put live shows out, the tickets go there before anywhere else. So if you want to become an official sipper, get yourself over to patreon.com/Tea With Me podcast. There's watch along. We're doing Euros watch alongs as well with some of your favourite comedians, where we'll do live commentary on the games, and you can do that, and that'll only be on Patreon. We have our own tea. We've teamed up with Suki Tea, a local based company who make unbelievable tea, and we have our fair trade Hollywood blend. This is one hell of a collector's item. Alright, what I would do if I were you, I'd buy 2 boxes of it. One to drink and just have the tea, and then the other one to put it in a vault, bury it under your house, put it in a dog kennel, do something, but hide it, because in a few years that's going to be worth 50p more than you paid for it. So do check that out. The link is in the description. Sound like hotcakes. Alright. Are you going to show me something there, Dan? No? Okay. We're in the Waterfront Hall on the 27th of November. Tickets are flying for that. There are very, very few left. There will be an announcement in due course. People are asking me who's going to be on. Don't worry about that. That'll be announced closer to the time. All you need to know is they will be good boys. There'll be good boys on. Alright, that's all you need to know. Trust us. It's going to be great. I'm on tour everywhere. ShaneTalkComedy.com. All my Ireland, UK dates are on there. Hopefully by this point the Europe and America and Canada shows should be up. Some Middle East shows as well. So ShaneTalkComedy.com. My tour kicks off in September. Come along to that place. Especially the place I just played with Theo Vaughan. Dublin, Cork, Belfast. Just 3. I had a great time there, and I'll come back with my own show. So come and check that out. Before we get stuck into this podcast, we are sponsored by none other than Manscaped, the #1 in men's below the belt grooming. It's summer. Also, it's getting a bit lighter here. It's light at all times,
It's the longest day of the year.
Today?
It's almost.
Wow.
A week, I think.
Solstice banter from Dan there. He loves it. Dan loves the solstice. He goes to Stonehenge. Is that where it is? Where you see it all come through? He's big pagan, basically, is what I'm saying. He loves it. He loves rituals. So basically, never mind. But basically, what I'm saying is, at 11 o'clock, it's still bright. And what that means, it used to be when it got dark early, you could sort of hide your unkept grooming areas, your pubes and that kind of thing. You could have taken your trousers and pants off at 7 p.m. here out in public and no one would see anything, but now everyone sees you all the time, so you need to be groomed. Manscaped have all the products you can think of for male grooming, and then more that you could never thought were possible. Like, you tell me 10 years ago some company would be selling ball deodorant, I'd laugh you out of my school. Go to manscaped.com, use the code Tea With Me for 20% off and free shipping, and thank you to Manscaped as always for being a sponsor. Let's get into this episode. We're 1 week out, if you listen to this on the day it came out, from the Comedians Boxing. Wednesday, 26th of June, Ulster Hall. Ow, too much power in that. 26th of June. It's sold out in a second. But if you want to be there, you can. We will be in your living room. Pay-per-view. The link's in the description. The production last year blew everyone away. This year it's going to be better. We've got a truck outside. We've got a truck. That's a level we're at. What are we doing with our lives when there's a truck outside? Guys in it, pressing all these things. Come and watch a Comedians Boxing. I'm fighting Sean Hegarty. Let's see what happens. All your favourite comics fighting for charity for the Children's Cancer Unit. My guests today are very, very much involved in the boxing this year. Starting off with my coach, my mentor, my friend, Sean McComb, who for the second year in a row is giving up his time alongside having a family and running a gym, Miss Out Fitness in West Belfast, and being one of the best boxers in the world in his weight class, quite literally. He's helping us again, just giving up his time to come and help us and coach our team. So he's on this week. Love having Sean on the podcast. The Sippers love him. And we are joined, first time guest Ronan Boyle, the big bad man all the way from Strabane. Ronan is quite a character, killer stand-up, runs some great gigs, and he's fighting Colin Geddes. It's going to be the headline fight this year. Everyone's buzzing for that. Last year he fought Paddy McDonald. He's got some thoughts on that. He's got a wooden spoon, and he's just churning. He's churning, slobber knocker butter is what I call it. So please enjoy this episode of the Tea With Me podcast with my friends Sean McComb and Ronan Boyle.
So are you training for the boxing?
Nah. Here's the thing. Look, I found with boxing, Ronan, it's 99% the mind, 1% the footwork. That's all there is to it.
100%.
I'm not training. I'm not training like at all.
No.
Nah. It just let's just have fun. See how it goes. Because that's one thing with me. I'm not competitive.
A wee bird has told me that you and Colin Geddes have been organising this boxing long before you asked everybody do they want to do the boxing. So, have you been training since like October?
No, it was more just to get a date. It was more just like, when are we going to do this?
Yeah.
We started having discussions about when would be a good time of the
So
year.
discussion time, but you were training?
Yeah, and we were having those discussions at a high altitude training camp in Colorado with Deontay Wilder. But no, you know what? When this episode goes out publicly, we're going to be 1 week out from it, and I'm feeling feelings.
You've got the feelings. You've the
I've got
feels.
feeling. I was in the car. I was in the car today, and I listened to my entrance music, and I just felt like a wee it was like this. It made me go like this. It's like sort of like the first time I watched porn. I was like, ooh.
I'm there with you.
That's what Sean Hegarty will be looking at a man who will have a facial expression like he's seeing porn for the first time.
I'm the exact same. I drove for like a mile and a half with the eyes closed. Just let's fucking do this.
Do you know how are you feeling this year compared to last year? Because you fought Paddy last year. It was a controversial fight. It was a split decision. And I think, let's be honest, no offense to Paddy, I think Paddy should have won.
Right, and the whole way up here. Do you know what? That was a whole fix. That wasn't well. I'll tell you what. You even remember when we were training or when we were warming up backstage?
Yeah.
You kept looking at me, going, "What's going on? You were up this on." Mm-hmm. That's why you're the smartest out of all those comedians, Shane. Because
I've always said that.
I've always said it too.
Smartest comedian.
Because he just fucking hit the nail on the head. But like, if you had noticed, I was vaping with my clothes on. When you boys were all hitting pads and all, and I was just like. And then about 15 minutes before I was fighting, I got ready to fight.
But some boxers do that. Mm-hmm. I'm not joking. They smoke cigarettes even when they don't smoke because they say something about your lungs. But surely smoking's bad for your lungs.
I don't know about smoking, but I know that some people don't get ready too early. Do you know if you're in the shorts and all there like an hour and a half before you're fighting, you're just wasting energy.
Oh, we were starting at 7:30 last year, and at 4 there was boys like full gear on hitting pads.
Head gear and everything.
I was in Nando's. I was
vaping, watching them. Just, and so Paddy was offered to fight me because somebody says Paddy was doing I'll fight any man.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Because he's a bouncer and he was the hardest man in combat.
To be fair, he was the only person who would fight me. Because I asked you to be involved, then I was like, we need to find an opponent.
Yeah.
I couldn't get anyone that would be a natural fit for you. Mm-hmm. So to be fair to Paddy goes, I'll fight him.
But he wasn't a natural fit, so...
Yeah. Yes, but he took that knowing that...
He knew the crack, and then I rang him and said, Paddy, let's do it. And then he was going, well, listen, we'll have a spar. It was just like, and then when I heard that, and then as the time went on then, we started off saying we'll get stuck into each other. Get the crack on. See, for comedians too, there's not a lot of fucking shit talking on, is there?
I think people are just scared.
There must be. It must be like, I think there was other comedians did it and they ended up a whole handing. People falling out with each other and going too far. And
yeah.
But for comedians, there's no bants.
Yes.
Everybody's...
Yeah, because but in fairness, Ronan, you did put out like a rap on TikTok. And can you remind us of what that was?
Just call him I just went to town and
was that song called Fat Bastard or something? Yeah. So you were like, yeah, there was no trash talk. You literally released the song.
I released the tune.
And his head went.
He went mental then, all the DMs in. What the fuck's all this shit talk about? No, I'm not under that. And I was like, Jesus.
Yeah.
So then I sort of backed off then, and then the fight was. What annoyed me about the fight, it didn't annoy me, was that everybody was taking lumps out of each other the whole night.
Yep.
And then we went out and had a wee dance.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I seen Paddy in his wee outfit, and I was like, like his shorts and his headgear nearly met. You can't hit me below the belt. His gloves went up to there, and I was just like, and he was round then. You know, he's like, to be fair, see now, today he's in some nick.
Oh, what a transformation! Like he has worked hard, like, and he looks great.
And he looks great.
He looks great,
and he's loving it. And he's like, he's talking about his camp now, and he's took another fight on after Mickey.
Yeah,
looking a bit ahead. Ours was what it was, and I knew it was. So I just said to Paddy, "Listen, I'll go as hard as you go."
What was the reaction in Strabane when you came home after the? Because it's a big deal fighting the Ulster Hall. Like, that's a huge deal. So was it like a hero's? When you
We
came
had
back
to
up
cancel
the
the topless bus.
topless bus.
I usually get the top off. You see,
Just an Ulster bus driver with his top. You love getting your top
I
off.
love getting it bare, but I can't do it because you'd be called fucking Bert Cracer or the Wish or whatever.
Right.
Because I sweat. I
Right.
just get naked at weddings.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's just like the sweat and the buttons and everything just must
And
go.
do people expect that from you? People are like, he's going to do it.
20 years of like 100% record. Well, one wedding and nearly didn't do it, and the bride ran over to me, fell out with me. What's going on? Why are you not getting bare?
Yeah.
I don't get all bare. Tops off.
Right.
Well, I isn't big enough. Good job.
Yeah.
Or I would. There'd be helicopters everywhere and every wedding. I'd be barred from every wedding, to be fair.
No, yeah, because obviously Sean McComb's going to join us shortly, right? He got stuck in a bit of traffic, but I think the danger in the reason there's been less trash talk this year and last year is because people realise when they got in there how intense and wild it is. So I think we're more thinking like everyone's just more focused on the fight than the trash talk around it. And I want to trash talk Sean, and then that fuels him up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There was no trash talk last time, but Paddy's been a wee bit now.
With Mick?
Like, with Mickey.
I think there's going to be a lot of great fights on the night, but I'm very excited for Paddy against Mickey because I don't think either of them can lose it.
No.
You know,
that's the one. Like, I think they're putting me and Colin on last because we're the big boys.
yeah, it's a heavyweight fight.
But that's the one.
And I'm going to be able to enjoy watching that, but you'll have your fight after.
See, I see them
You'll
boys
still be
all the
taping.
time because I open for them, or you know, the headliners hardly see each other because they're always doing their own things. So
Yeah.
that's why you love doing the things they get together. This
Yes.
will be a bonding sort of session, like.
Yeah.
But I see Paddy and Mickey all the time, so I have to support the two of them, or whoever I'm along with.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Who do you think's going to win that fight? Being honest.
Oh, do you
Just
know
be
what?
honest.
And somebody else said this. See, when the fight was announced, I thought Mickey no bother. But now that Paddy's going to town with the training, I haven't seen any footage of him or anything, but he's looking better.
His fitness is excellent.
His fitness is there, so you know yourself, it's all fitness. It's all
Yeah.
about how can you last the 3 rounds.
Yeah. Sippers, I want to take 1 minute of your time to tell you that this episode of Tea With Me is sponsored by BetterHelp. You might have heard me talking about it in previous episodes or heard it on many other podcasts that they sponsor. Maybe you've got a friend who's done it. We all carry around different stressors, big and small, things that you need to get off your chest. You know, I just went away for a little bit of a tour, and I found it very, very difficult to be away from home, and I obviously miss my family a lot, and I was very fortunate to have my good pal Tony, friend of the pod Tony, with me with his great moustache, so I was able to talk about those things when we were away, and I listened to the song I'm Already There by Lone Star on the way to Kilkenny to a gig 2 weeks ago and cried on the M50. So you know, everyone knows that keeping things bottled up can affect us negatively, but if you need it, therapy is a very safe space to get things off your chest and to figure out how to work through what's weighing you down. If you've done therapy before, maybe you've done the more traditional way where you actually go to a place, maybe that has or hasn't worked for you, but the great thing about BetterHelp is that you can do this in the comfort of your own home. I think that's the best part of this, and I know that would freak me and a lot of people I know out of, like, going to a place. You may feel weird about it, but you're in your comfortable space, whether that's you know, your living room or whatever. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It is entirely online. It's designed around you, suited to your schedule. You fill out a questionnaire. You get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for an additional charge if that person isn't a fit. If you need to get something off your chest, check out BetterHelp. You visit betterhelp.com/tea with me to get 10% off your first month. That is our gift to you. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/tea with me. The link is in the description. Let's get back into this episode. There he is.
Well,
there he is.
Yes, he's wearing shorts too.
What's happening,
Love
mate?
it.
Short season, isn't it?
Yeah.
Short and coats. Coats and shorts.
Have to be prepared for all seasons.
By the way, I forgot the address. Last time you were on, you just had like a face treatment. What was it, like a laser face treatment or something?
Look at me now.
Yeah, but and I want to say, I said I would address it on that episode. I went, because you showed up and you were like, I've just had my face lasered, and I went, we'll mention that in the episode, and we didn't, and your face did look wild at the time because it was settling, and loads of people in the comments were like, Sean after that New York fight, like he must be on like a real bender, like look at us, because you were like white with all these dots on your face.
I had like, because it was sun cream.
Right.
So basically, I got like it's called a BBL, and it's not a Brazilian bum lift.
Yeah.
But it's a
Okay.
BBL, and I got it in this place called Array on the Lisburn Road.
Right.
And basically, what it is it just takes all the like dead skin cells off your face.
Right.
Like takes like 30% of the top layer of your skin off.
Can I say something? Your skin looks unbelievable right now.
Do you know what I mean?
It looks unbelievable.
B, do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, have a southern face, acne scars.
That used to be me.
We're just talking about Sean, but when this episode goes out, it's going to be a week to the fight. We're reminiscing about Paddy and Ronan's fight last year, which you were in the corner for.
Yeah.
And Ronan was just saying when he got back to Japan, he got a little bit of shit.
The abuse I received.
Where from?
My hometown.
Why?
Because I let Paddy draw.
He thought he was going back a hero.
Do you know what? See, in the last round, you watch it, I says, right, I'll go on now with a few wee flurry of punches to make sure I won. And the ref jumped in and stopped it. Like 15 seconds before the fight was over.
Yeah.
Are you fighting in the SSE coming up?
No.
Shittest journalist of all time. Talking to me about this fight. Yeah.
No more questions.
Oh, the dyslexia flying out of
I'm here with Tyrone McKenna. Tyrone, what a fight. So, yeah, you thought you were going back to Heroes Reception, but then you didn't get it. But before we talk about boxing, when Sean was on last, he was telling me after his New York fight, he nearly ended up in jail. Like the NYPD tackled him. He got into a bit of trouble, and
It wouldn't be
you
me
got
if it didn't happen.
huh?
It wouldn't be me if it didn't
Yeah.
happen. Like.
And you got into a bit of, I don't know this story, but someone said you went to jail in America, like actual jail.
Oh, aye.
So what happened there? Because I genuinely do not know this story, but I've always meant to ask you
I was
about.
actually on a podcast this yesterday, and people were saying, "How did you do the fighting, and how did you do the stand-up?" And all I says, because when I was 19, when I was arrested in America for being a cunt, I fucking
Sorry. When they read you your rights,
Is that on your charge sheet?
you know total was written before. And I remember going into the jail and the doors opening and me in the orange suit with the belt, along with all the bros.
right? Sorry. So start again. What did you do to get arrested?
Oh,
He was a cunt.
so I was put out of Ireland for being a cunt, then I was chucked out of America for being a cunt.
No one wants you.
So I was like, I've transformed myself since then.
Was it down to like young
So what
girls?
happened is I got arrested.
When you kicked out Ireland.
Aye,
Right.
for fighting.
At what age?
18.
Right. Now a lot of boys from here that get kicked out just jump on the stand line, go to Scotland.
Aye.
Which I feel like's a good
I had an uncle
move.
in Philadelphia, so says, right, let's go.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And then when I was over there, I didn't change my ways. Do you know what I mean? But you can't act.
What are you getting into? Bar fights and things like that?
Aye.
Right.
So,
What would it mean?
and Strabane was like a fight in town in the 90s. And it was just like a sport. Everybody was at it. It was like, it would remind you of the way the you know, the soccer hooligans went on.
Yeah.
Just all, and everybody speaks now, but back then it was just rough. Because the police weren't allowed to police Strabane back
Right.
then.
Yeah.
You just stayed away. Do you know what I mean?
Even like the first time I did a gig in Strabane, it was Dicey Riley's, and we were doing a gig upstairs, and there was a traveller's funeral down the bottom bar, and so many of the wee windows had been put through in the front of the bar that the boys were outside smoking, and the barman was putting pints
Passing them out.
through the broken windows. I was like, we're in Strabane, we're having a good one here.
Here we go.
Yeah, that was my introduction to
So
the
back
pub.
in the night, we were famous like for two things. We were the highest with the unemployment black spot of the UK, and we're the most bombed town in Europe.
Right.
And we blew it up ourselves. You know what I mean? And we were wondering why we were unemployed because we blew up every business.
There's more to work.
Every business blew up, and we're like, where's the fucking work? But so I used to get in bother, all that, went to America, thought I could behave the same way in America, and I did in a policeless Strabane.
Right.
Didn't last too long. So when I got arrested, then they found out it was illegal. So they kept me in because they thought if I got out,
But
I'd clear.
talk me through when you find out you're going to jail. You have an
You go to a
incident.
and in Philadelphia, there's a place called the Roundhouse.
Right.
And it's like the jail. So the jail's the place to keep you until they send you to a prison. Oh, fuck. And I'm 19, sitting there for 30 odd hours, wondering what's happening, sobering up. You know what I mean? Like, oh, no. And then when you sober up, you turn back to normal person. You know what I mean?
Right,
You're like,
right.
oh, Jesus. Then the scariest part of my life was when they put me on the van, you know, the white paddy wagon with all the other boys. Leather thing, orange suit. Like something like you've seen TV.
I think you said you meant leather suit at the start.
No,
What kind of jail is this? And how do I get arrested?
That's the way my mind was working. But actually, it was the first time I seen the rocket steps. And me lived there for a year and a half. Was when they were driving past, and I was like, "Fuck, boy, look!" Got to the jail, and then when you're there, then the big doors open, the dogs barking. Just
Who else is in the van?
just all the other fucking cons.
Right. Any
It was
chat?
like Con Air. If we weren't in air, we were on a bus.
Con bus is way
Con
shitter.
bus. Just fucking. And then all you're thinking then is wonder what time I'm going to get rid. You know what I mean? You're like,
Prepare yourself for it.
that's what you're thinking.
Yeah.
I don't care who. Every man's just seen Oz, watched all the movies.
should've been-
Shawshank.
Yeah.
You should have been
Bite
thinking
down.
positively, like, who am I going to raid?
Yeah, that's the attitude.
That's it.
That's my
That's
attitude.
your fucking world champion fucking
Creamy.
boxer.
Creamy.
Yes. That's what I went on.
Everyone started freaking out. Oh, you fucking big
Big
call.
sunshine and in the cell said to me,
So hold on. The bus journey.
Scary.
Do you know how long you're going to be there for?
so what the way it worked is that they says you're going to be in here until you go to court about the incident. The incident was me being disorderly outside. Can't even remember. Didn't do much, like, but I got arrested just for being
Must done
from Strabane. You know what I mean?
No, no, you didn't get
You
arrested.
can't get arrested for that shit.
The most
Where you
bomb
from, Strabane?
town in Europe. They don't even know where Europe is. And I'm
Is that somewhere in Upper Derby? So
Strabane.
that was just then going in them doors, and then I just had to deal with the now. This is where I learned to go, just deal with what's happening now, not what's coming. And then I didn't shower for 2 days, just looked out the window. Didn't eat for a first day too, just shit myself.
So you're in a you're in a cell. Who you in there with?
I was told the Arno, this big black guy called Sunshine.
Right.
And when I went into the cell, and the cell closes, and you can't get out.
What are you? You're 19.
19. And he says to me, "I'm going to fuck you."
He didn't.
I swear to God. And I says, "Man, top of the
Happy
head."
days.
I said to him, "Man, you don't want to
Not
do
if I
that."
fuck you
He
first.
got arrested. He got arrested for fuck all. He voluntarily got arrested.
You know what? We can't.
He actually
leave it
done
at this.
fuck all. There was a bar fight here. Up and says, "It was me. It was
I did it
me."
all. And I read 3 books when I was in there.
He walked in the cell backwards.
Beeping. Do you know what? No, that's only a joke. I was on my another Irish guy. But see the black guy, I always said it. He goes, "I'm going to fuck you." And I say, "Man, you don't want to do that." Why? Because I've got AIDS. He goes, "Don't worry, so do I." Come on.
Do you know did you know you? Did they put you in there because he was Irish as well?
So what happened was when they were arresting me, a mate of mine went over and says, "Fucking leave me alone." No adult banter from here. Rip, arrested too for your miss. And then they wouldn't.
He got arrested for going. Leave him
Put
alone.
his hand on the police officer's shoulder and says, "Fuck,
Now we're
leave him
getting
alone." He
somewhere.
didn't do anything.
Now we're getting somewhere. Put his hand on his
Dig
shoulder.
maybe.
Yeah.
Gone out freeze.
So you and him in
That
the
was
cell
the rumor
together.
actually went round. That I took a gun out of a cop's holster, fucking like a western.
That is what he did. That has to be what he did.
He's from West Belfast.
That is. But how long were you there for, start to finish?
So we were there 3 weeks.
Could you sleep the first night you were there?
No. And anybody that smoked, there's no smoking. It was the newest jail. It's state penitentiary because we were only in. I was only like a year old.
Right.
Color coordinated, apparently stuffing your food so you couldn't get erections to stop you enjoying yourself at night. You know what I mean? Thank God, we big
Yeah,
sunshine in your room.
yeah.
I can't eat more food, sunshine.
But
Then I was on them when you were meeting then your like solicitor or lawyer, they were saying you're going to have to wait till you go to court and this could take a year. And I was just like, oh, Jesus Christ. But 2 weeks later then we went to court. The judge actually was annoyed that they put us in jail because of the whatever the antics were and just sent them home.
right.
So then we were sent to an immigration jail. And that was even scarier because we landed on and there was Mexicans and all there and we were told we were going home in 4 days. Right? And I was telling this crowd of Mexican. The mate that was on me, he just went into the cell there until we got home. He had enough. But I was out with the crowd. And the Mexicans were all like... So when I says, we'll not be here long. This is me wearing a pair of Y-fronts with somebody's name written in the back of them, by the way. When you land, put them on. For fuck's sake. Leroy written in the back of them. So I was saying, boys, well, I'll not be sticking around too long. We were away in 3 days and they spoke Spanish to each other and then they all busted out laughing. And this is what he's laughing at. They told him that and he's here 2.5 years. So I'm just back to, no. But we did get out because we're white.
Were people intimidated? Like in either jail, was there people like? Did you ever get in a situation where like they're gonna fuck me up?
Do you know that I think we were sent on the place that was all drug dealers and stuff like that. No, not the real mental ones, but there was a couple. There was times when I was in a room with boys doing weights. What it was a brush with just water bags for weights. But then I was in all these boys were massive like, and I was doing well, and they're all like, "You're doing brilliant." Next minute the door locks. I'm just no. They could have fucking did whatever they wanted to me, but they didn't.
You weren't their type.
Thank fuck for that. Thank fuck for having to be ugly jeans.
Do you remember the moment where you got where they were like, "You're free to go"?
Aye. And actually, because I had a British passport, they just dumped me off in London. Do you know what I mean? And like, I sold my mates flip-flops and stuff and all for noodles.
By the way, that's like that's like the thing for this video, for the clip. You put that headline on it. I sold my mates flip-flops for noodles.
Yep.
Get a picture of him with his head in his hand. Like that's the start of
That's what happened. I remember that. It was just crazy. Most of the guys were inside. Us two were. They've never been outside the area. They loved the blocks. You know, if a black guys drive up a white area, they get arrested or they get pulled down and away. And you know what I mean. So
policeman's like, "You from Shabbat?"
they all thought we were Lucky Charms.
Right.
Do you know that?
Yes.
So they were getting me to chat to their family. No, chat to my kid. They had to go over and talk into the phone on their wings. Do you know when they're all along the walls taking phone calls, they would call me over, going, "Do the Lucky Charms ad."
Right.
And then you're putting on the accent. Hello. But I remember going home and having to ring my dad from London, reverse charges, and gone send my flight.
Fuck's sake.
Tight.
Are you allowed back in the States?
I was told not for 15 years, and that was 30 years ago or something.
Right.
I don't want to risk it. I
tried?
don't want to book fucking Disneyland and then find out.
Yeah. Fuck.
Would you go to the
Go back with
embassy?
an Irish passport. Do something like that maybe.
Or maybe if you've tried to apply for an ESTA? Because it tells you there and then if you've been approved or not.
I've been doing interviews with footballers like or Peter Beardsley and all there, and they wanted me to go over to Boston. And I says and then I just realised, fuck.
Dude, just apply for an ESTA and if you get approved then...
Is that the way it is? Just,
I think you two have a race to try and get into America first.
Are you about to?
Right now, I don't really know. I owe money, but I'm not paying it. Like,
And you're not going back in.
I got like a fucking... Me and Marty got a big fan. He just... Like, he got like a $2.5 fine. I got like a $4,200 fine. I'm not paying it. Like, no chance it.
You know what it says on the for being a cunt?
Cunt.
It's a
C-E-N-T.
cunt charge.
Cunt charge.
Aye.
That's it.
What if you have a big fight over here?
I don't know what
Well, if we do the community charity boxing in Madison Square Garden next year, neither of you should be part of it.
Fuck.
I was just telling Ronan I'm not training.
He hasn't trained once.
Well, I'm not
He's
watching.
slacking like
His
fuck.
face has got a bit fatter since the last one. It's like
He's
he's
slacking.
fucking at some neck.
He's slacking.
Oh no.
He's fucking
He's
injured.
actually training
He's injured
outside
everywhere.
of the team training.
No.
He's like, he can't even walk.
My body fat's 36%.
Aye. What is it?
Probably
About 5?
38. I don't know, something like that.
You know what? But I'm down to 16.5 stone, which is great.
You're looking well.
You are looking really well.
Now, if you had walked in this cell like that would have been a different story.
That's how I'm good at moving, dodging, the wee tiny cell.
Doesn't take.
Fucking
Shoulder roll attack.
I walk straight into it.
Actually, I'm doing that now. I'm driving, doing a lot of that. You're never watching me drive. What the fuck? I'm just doing a wee shoulder roll.
Just think you're listening to some good music.
Cocks everywhere.
Last year
That's
was unreal. It
Aye.
was unreal. This year,
Can we hit this? That's the thing when you try and go for another. Do you ever organise to try and get the same thing happening again? And never ever.
I think so. I think it will.
I think it will too. Yeah. People are interested.
I
in
think
these fights,
people now have more interest in the comedians actually boxing.
yes.
Do you know what I mean? Because last year it was like, I remember it was like a wee bit of a hostile atmosphere starting off, and the girls were fighting. There was a couple of fights, and then sort of whenever you get in, it started building up, and then Kieran started singing them, and you and Paddy fought. It was just electric. It was just, you could just see West Belfast in there somewhere. But I think this year everyone's went, you know what? That's what it's going to be about, and everyone. That's why it's sold out so quick.
I think the boxing itself is going to be even better than last year. And last year,
100%.
because I watched some white collar stuff on YouTube, and it's just people going in like
Swinging.
this. No one really did that last year.
No.
Everyone is trying, and I think that's because we do stand up, and we're used to like a discipline that is like just us on stage, and you have to learn it. You know, I think everyone throws everything into this to give a good account of themselves.
There's a lot of that.
And
Why is it a Wednesday? That's the question.
just couldn't get availability at the Ulster Hall.
Right. But it's sold out straight away.
Oh, wow. She's gigging on Wednesdays, gigging on Tuesdays. She's
Yeah,
gigging.
exactly.
That's what it is. You just go and gig, and it doesn't
You
matter.
gig the
It's
next
sold out.
night.
I'm doing Lowry's after. No, I'm not. I think we're maybe doing a pod the next day, but like, it last year went by so quick from me on the night, so I think this year I'll be able to like take it in a bit more and enjoy it.
More. You were a lot involved with the team too.
Organising.
It was organised
Yes, and I'm
stuff.
gonna do. I sort of feel like not doing less that this year, but there's people obviously who train, and there's people who don't train. And I think last year I was trying to pull up people that don't train and be like, you need to get to this session, and can you make this and all that. And this year, just being honest, I'm
Just
doing
let
less
them do
that
it.
because it's like that's taking,
Away from you.
you know.
See, training
energy away
it's
from me.
just as important to train to keep yourself safe on the night.
Oh,
as
but
it
that's
is-
why.
It's not really what we want.
I
It's
know,
like
that's
if
why.
you don't train, it's dangerous for you.
Well, that's why I'm training. Like,
Protecting
I
yourself. being
have
able to
never
move.
fought apart from doing all this stuff.
Have you not? Have you never had a?
Well, say like playing
scrap? Have you
football.
ever
Say playing football or something like that. I've never had a fight in a bar. Never had anything like that. See if there was trouble to kick off in a bar, even now, especially when I was younger, though, you would get like, for some reason, though, just the way I look, girls would always form like a protective ring around me and be like, "Don't smack him and all," and I would always, I don't know why. I don't. People would feel bad hitting me. Like nobody ever, no one ever really like.
Oh, and I'm the opposite. Get him.
Go for the biggest. That's easy to fucking.
Bag his face. And then your friends are howling you while the other people are hitting you. Do you ever get that one?
Hold you back. No,
Don't
let me
hold
go.
You're just
Let me
getting
fucking
wild.
go.
I would have done that like in the playground stuff. I'd have done that. You're lucky he's holding me back, and then you find someone to get,
You're
to
not
get
really
behind.
getting held back.
Yeah.
Aye.
And then the worst one is if he's like, "I'm not holding you back." Like, shut the fuck up.
Hold me back. Well, hold me back.
Say it to my face, and then he comes over. And I'm like, "Oh fuck."
Fuck's sake, what have I done? What have I done?
No, like, so I hadn't done anything till this, so I'm just training to not get hurt.
Do you enjoy getting hit?
Yeah.
There's something sick about that, isn't there?
Yeah.
I love it. That's I was
I
trying.
feel like we're in it.
That's one of them like first things I always said, like trying to like teach everyone is like get familiar with being hit.
Yeah.
Because you're getting
Yes.
hit regardless whether you like it or not. You better off just get familiar with it and get comfortable with it.
Yeah.
It's like when you get hit with a big tackle in football, and it's a big fair tackle, but he sends you up in the air. I love it. You're like, we're in a match.
Because then you're in the game.
We're in a
and
match
it's like,
here.
That's the exact way. And even sparring's like that. If it's you're be light, but if somebody hits you one, then you'll have, and then it gets good. You enjoy it more. I think this is what's going to happen in this fight with me and Geddes. I think he's going to enjoy it, and I'll enjoy it
Yep.
because we're going on the box.
And he has a great attitude in that, you have fight experience. He doesn't, but he's basically saying he wants to go full clip because he just wants. We're only going to.
He wants to experience it,
Exactly.
and that's the best way I think
That's
they want it.
100%.
Exactly.
Because it looks when you see me and Paddy last year, it just doesn't look great whenever you don't go at it.
Yeah, I feel like I had that a bit last year too.
Now you know. Now you're going for it.
Now we can both go for it, and
it's when you know there's a. You know what? You like, if you're a good person, you don't take prisoners. If you're not, if there's a mismatch, or obviously you couldn't match anything fairly last year because you didn't know anyone's ability.
Yep.
You didn't
Yep.
know.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? So, but when you get in the ring, then you start to find out, fuck, I can beat him up if I want.
Yeah, and
then
vice
you
versa.
hold back, yeah, and vice versa. You hold back,
Yeah,
because
because
there's
you
a
know
mutual
Saturday
respect there, and you're like, fuck, I'm not gonna just
Yeah.
like make a cunt out of someone.
One
But
thing
those
we
people do that.
oh
I've seen that so many times.
100%. But I'm just saying, you didn't do it,
yeah.
and it was like you can, like you say, you can see. But
Well-
now that these are more mutually like
Yeah.
matching, more like
Yes.
it's more like everything's like level playing field now after last year.
one thing
you can
we
go
were-
on and give 100.
we were working on this week with him was not saying sorry after you hit someone. I'm terrible for that.
Don't be
I'm so
saying
bad for
sorry.
it.
Like if you hit someone clean,
Seriously?
fuck.
Yeah.
Like some people like they're doing a wee bit of boxing, and I'm saying it's 40-50%, whatever. It's not full whack. And then someone lands a good shot. It's not like they're not hurt. They've just been hit clean. There's no don't apologise. I was like, do not fucking apologise. You're here to get hit.
That's
If you get hit,
it's like scoring a goal and saying sorry.
it's like
Yeah.
if you get hit,
One,
it learns you next time not to get hit.
one man who
I shouldn't have said with sunshine.
So I'm saying, no, just take it.
one guy who not just apologises for punching but talks the whole way through fighting is Andrew Ryan. He commentates on his own fight. Ronan, he talks the whole way through it.
It's only went there with 3 sessions, is he training?
No, he's training.
Oh,
He's
like-
training.
He's training.
Yeah,
He's
he's up
getting
for
it.
it.
He's
He is
training
training
like
and
fuck.
he's in good shape and he's learning fast. But he talks you through what you know the sort of stuff you'd be saying to yourself in the fight. He's saying that out loud, and then he's asking you how you're feeling and commenting on your fight, and you're like, just box.
I know.
And then we were doing the 40% thing, and Andrew will be like, yeah, no worries, and then he'll throw a haymaker
Aye.
with 150%
Bastard.
force. But I don't think
I don't
think
even
he's
think
doing
he
it out of
knows.
fear.
Don't think he knows
Yes.
either. Like I don't really know. I think he even knows what 40%. I think he's just like
He made me
winging it.
cross this week. He made me cross.
But
I
he-
didn't like it.
You
He's
can't get annoyed when you get annoyed. When you're
Andrew's one of the ones that says sorry and then says sorry for saying sorry.
Yeah.
He just keeps saying sorry. And I go, will you fuck up?
Just get on with it.
Will you fuck up too? I'm like a big doorman with the glasses on. I will. Will you fuck up?
There was
And then he turns and goes, sorry. I go, fuck's sake. I'm away home. You just fucking look at yourselves.
Will you fuck up?
we were down in Kilkenny doing a bit of boxing, me and Tony, and one of the guys he's just turned pro, and he's a young guy like, and he boxes during the week and then does door at the weekends for money. And I was like, do people come and try and challenge you on that? He's like, no, people are mostly respectful, but do you think that would be the worst job for a
You
boxer?
couldn't pay me enough money in the world to do a door like.
I used to do it. You never do it.
Never.
But especially
never in my life.
if people knew you were a boxer.
You can't go on a night out where people tells you. Like
Yeah.
going for a beer. Cunts
Yeah.
are like, over there. And start hitting you.
Aye.
Pokes to your bladder. And I'm like,
What do you think
fuck
of this
off.
one?
Yeah.
And you're fucking hitting them back.
It's the equivalent of people telling us jokes.
Aye.
It's like people coming up to us, do you want to hear this joke? And you're like, no mate, just leave it.
All the time. That happens all the time. A boy was being nasty. The last day goes, heard you do jokes. I've got a few for you. He says, but I need a bit of whiskey in me, and I'm hilarious. I said, did you stand up before? No.
We'll go for a pint, sure. I'll meet you up there. Fuck off. Give me a headpiece.
Or tells a joke or shows a move, know what I mean?
When was the last time somebody, because you box, came up and poked you a bit?
I've got a few. Like, do you know what? I always have this hangers. A fella, Connery, plays for fucking St. Mirren now, right? And
I know.
we were in Ocean Beach, and he come over and he just started hitting me body shots. This was like a year and a half ago. I was like, will you go away? And he had his own table, and we had our table.
Do you know
all
him
lads.
beforehand?
Aye.
I know who he
And
is.
we're drinking. He's a fucking nuisance, right? He lives beside you, doesn't he? So he's a nuisance for drinking. He knows anyway. If I call him it regularly, because he is a fucking nuisance. So he has our drink, and he's grabbing our drink and pulling it off. And going, where are you going? Your table's down, and all his mates are laughing, and he's a fucking melter. So he goes up and he starts hitting me body shots. I'm going, see if you hit me again, I'm going to hit you back. And then he goes, oh, all right, no. And he's blocking. And he goes again. I just went, whack, body shot, hit the tack. Security comes over. I'm like, what the and he
Wayne Lineker's like, leave him.
I was like, I pulled him up anyway. I was like, what are you at? Fucking go down there. And he's like, and he comes back up again. About 20 minutes later, starts all again. And I hit him again, back down again. Security come over of like Ocean Beach. I was like, mate, he's alright. They're like, you alright, mate, right? He's fucking alright. He starts stopping the security and gets fucked out. There's me fucking hell. That's just that's an example of one person just do it all the time. Just like,
Oh, I got-
yeah. And I go, will you fuck off?
Yeah.
Like,
The
people
worst
just
one I
think,
got when I was doing MMA, I was at a wedding and a young fella come over and says, I hear you do the MMA. I says, aye. And while I was eating the main course, he came over behind me and put on a rear naked choke. And I mean, he got it on me. And I'm eating my chicken in my mouth. And half of me's going, I'm meant to be the fighter here. You know what I mean? Everybody's watching. And instead of going stop, I was trying to escape. I got it up, my face red, hair up, you know, and one's the whole place looking at me. I said, man, settle down. You can't be at that. No bother. Went away. Dessert. Came back and done it again. Twice.
Fuck's sake.
Right on me, you're like not breathing. Fucking hell. Same thing. And you're just like, what?
Years ago, I was in the Dead Rabbit in New York, just done my first ever New York shows. And that week, Colin had taken me to an MMA class at Colin Valley or somewhere. He was doing it pretty regularly, and I went up and I really enjoyed it.
Was he?
Yeah.
Is he a purple belt or something, or a blue belt?
No idea. He was good. It was jiu-jitsu and he was good. And I went with him, and I think he's... I don't think he's...
You have a sore back, haven't you?
I don't know much about jiu-jitsu. I think he's only a black belt. I don't think that's good.
Paddy will step on right because his fights, he'll be over.
Yeah.
And then he can step in and fight Geddes.
He's fit anyway.
But so I done one MMA class that week, and we were chatting to people someone in my party knew. There was a Scottish guy there, looked like a wee sort of nerd of a guy, and he's probably looking at me thinking the same. And he goes, and he goes, we were chatting, and he was talking about he was in New York that week, and he was like, I actually did an MMA class today, and I overheard him say that, and I went, I did my first class today, or this week, and we were chatting about it, and I was like, yeah, it's way harder than it looks, and that sort of thing, and he's like, do you think you're good? And I went, no, I was like, I think I could pick it up, but it would take a long time, and I'm not strong, like, or anything like that. And he goes, we should, you know, roll or something. I was like, nah, we're only here for like another day, and to get him to go away, I was like, a bit like you, I was like, yeah, mate. I was like, we'll do it sometime. And he goes, you're good. Sometime we'll go. And I was like, yes. 3 minutes later, rear naked chokehold. I was drinking. I remember for about a week I drank red wine. So I was drinking a glass of red wine, and he came up behind me as I was in the middle of a glass.
And red wine going everywhere too. Not the drink.
He put it on me, and I couldn't. The shock of him doing it and the force of him doing it. He's just a wee he looked like one of the
But it came from nowhere. So it's like
it came from nowhere, and I was very close to going out. And my mates were going to fucking kill him.
Aye, well, that's the same with me. If that young fella had knocked me out, I'd been walking around going like that.
Yeah.
No, really.
My brother D does it like he just punches. He's just a fucking. I'd be sitting for a cup of tea and in my ma's house, and he just walks in and just starts going and he takes me on and I go, what are you doing? You fuck away! You fuck up!
I'm a bit like that now, but when the wife's cooking, no, I'm running.
He's shadow boxing though. Me digging an arm, and I'm throwing kicks, cup of tea everywhere. I'm going to snap it.
I think I met him the last fight night. Your brother.
Do you know what Willie did to his brother last year?
Right.
So obviously everyone's on a high from the boxing. Everyone's been drinking.
Yes.
Well, we're out at a bar for the after thing, and Willie doesn't even really know Sean that well, especially at the time. But Willie was a bit giddy. Done ring girl. He was out of his head.
Full of ring girl.
That's during the show.
Willie was drinking whiskey, and he had his wee whiskey glass, and he saw Sean bent over chatting to someone. Sean was standing bent over chatting to someone who was sitting down. So Willie sees a perfect opportunity. Builder's bum. Willie sees the crack, and he goes, watch this. And he got a straw and a wee bit of whiskey in the straw, and he goes right over, puts a straw in the crack of the arse, spits a whiskey into it. It wasn't Sean, it was his brother D. It was mad D. D turned around. Bad. We were all like, no, like we're trying to let Willie know that's not Sean. We're trying to let D know he thought that was Sean, and it's one of those moments where we were like, he's gonna kill him.
What was the reaction?
D turned around and we were like, he's gonna kill him. We can't do anything about it, and he absolutely loved it. He hits Willie in the head. He got Willie in a headlock. He's like, ah! And we're all like, ah!
He found the table, says, do it again. If any more was scared.
You're 20 minutes to stop.
Last orders at the bar.
But I think D respected that level of mad. Because he's like, this wee fella's nuts. This wee guy's
because
nuts.
I spent about an hour with him that night then. They see them. Mad people sort of go together, you know what I mean? It's like, you know when you're ever been in a room full of people and before you know it, it's just us two.
But that's fair play to you for like the likes of that situation at that wedding, for not going over and attacking him, or if someone you know and you just hit him with a wee body shot, like you could do much worse than that.
Well,
100%.
your man was even worse because I didn't do nothing back. This dude, I was just like, what are you at? Fix me here. You were more...
Because
giving him
he
he
didn't choke you a million times. He was hit me about fucking 10 or so, like loads of wee.
Even when you were
And there
giving
were
him
wee
one
pokes
back,
and
he still...
I was going, "Will you fuck off?" And he kept pushing him away, and then just
But
went,
a body-
enough.
but-
I told him, I warned him, "Me, see if you keep hitting me, I'm gonna hit you back." And he's like, "Go on, go on." I was like, "Go away," and then he just went whack.
But
that was the end of
a
him.
body shot, like we were chatting to a boxer when we were in court, professional boxer, and he was talking about when he did the door, and I was asking him about, do you get shit and nights out round here? And he's like, if I ever had to hit somebody again on a night out if I was provoked, he goes, it would be a body shot. He goes, I fantasize
Solar
about it.
plex.
He goes, there's no, if somebody thinks they're a fighter and they're not, and they're expecting to get hit in the face, he goes, you hit them, knock them out, that's it. He goes, you hurt them with a body shot. You
So many
hurt
people
somebody.
can't fight too. There's so many of them.
That's the worst thing about
And
it.
you just see the windmill starting.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
the
right,
offer
yeah.
boys out and on, and you just see them going.
Yeah, yeah.
Bags.
But it's fear. Like like when we spar, I still have that fear of like
Definitely.
gonna get killed.
Do you think being a stand-up has... Like, you went into the ring confident the last time?
yeah.
Like, your first fight... Like, your first fight amateur boxing's in a PE hall with your man dad there, just in a
Yeah,
dog.
that's
You know
it.
what I mean? That's at Ulster Championships. I think there's about 8 people watching.
Nah, fuck's
But...
This is gonna.
1,000
You
people?
mean doing a nail star? Because I played there before.
Yeah,
I've walked
that's
out
what I'm
there.
saying. It must have helped.
But those nerves are totally different to stand-up
Oh.
nerves. Like that's times a million. I know as well. Next week it's going to be
same.
more nerves.
I'll be
than
I'll
anything.
be nervous this time because I'm going on the fight.
And as well, we know what it's like now, so that makes us more. Like I did
I know what they
3
expect,
Arena
yeah.
last week. It's 11,000 people.
How was your fitness? The last time, did you
For
sort
that
of gas?
3 Arena gig. Have you seen my set? What do you think I do? Like a Joe Wicks? Like,
It's when you go up on them wires right across the room.
my fitness last time, it's better this time. It was good last time. It's better this time.
There's a lot of and what you were saying about this the last time. Nobody knew what it was like.
Yeah.
Now they know.
Yeah.
People were like, "You're also a minute and a half." And I'm going, "Fuck."
I would say I
Half is like
started in
an hour,
October.
fuck's sake.
And
I'd
you
say I
have the
started in
stress of
October.
people and all that.
Yeah. But like you get a few bumps along the way where you don't train for a few weeks. But October, I can't remember. Like definitely when I was in Australia, I did a session with a Italian boxer out there, and then I just have kept going from then. But you don't like. I feel like fitter than I've ever been in my life. I probably am fitter than I've ever been in my life. Do 3 1.5 minute rounds sparring, and by the end of it, I can't breathe because
you go at your max.
it's like the breathing and all
like
that kind of
sprints.
stuff. I still can't breathe because I'm not. It's not normal to me to be hit
Right.
and hitting someone.
Yeah.
So there's the adrenaline going. The last year when we went to Holy Trinity towards the end of our camp, if you want to call it that, I had real heavy legs. Just the nerves, the adrenaline, it was all built up my legs.
The nerves are heavy.
I was shaking like and for an hour. I remember driving home shaking.
Breathing, get the breathing right.
But now I feel like I can, and you're just trying to survive. Whereas now I feel like I'm thinking about what I'm going to do next. Whereas it was all reactive before, and it's the fear. Whereas
now you're going to
it's-
make a game plan.
Yeah,
It's just more relaxed. It's
So how long were you
learning how to
fighting
relax.
before you fought in look, how many fights did you have before you fought in big, like Ulster Hall size crowds?
Well, I boxed also senior final was probably when I was about 17. It was packed there rafters. But
But
like
what-
obviously right up before I was just all like the Antrims and Ulsters and all Irelands, and I went to the Europeans and all as a youth. But when you turn senior boxer, like I think Ulster seniors I fought Ryan Limburg when I was 17 in the Ulster Hall, and it was packed there rafters. Like, but it didn't faze me. Like, didn't even.
Doesn't it? Once
Nah.
you start.
Because it was just once you get to a certain level of boxing, you're only focused on what's going on in the ring,
you're right.
and there's nothing else.
Yep.
He gets it.
Plus free fighters know.
Tunnel vision. The only person who beat me is myself and Sean Haggerty.
Aye. Well, there's some boxers never, and they've had loads of fights, but will never
I'm
do
never
it.
over it.
I
Like,
feel that with like the gig I'm talking about last week, 11,000 people in Dublin. I don't feel nervous doing that. Now, to be fair, I'm doing 10 minute support, so it's not my gig. Okay, it may feel
Still.
different if it was a
it's
headline
probably
set,
like
but I feel like this is what I should be doing.
Did you go out
Yeah.
and like you went out excited, looking forward to it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where that's the way you going to.
I go in like buzzing.
Sorts.
Like, see, when I'm doing a ring walk and they're walking by people and their hands, I'm just going. I like you're in that ring and there's nothing else there. Like,
Same headspace.
don't hear nothing.
You're
That's
confident in your ability.
Yeah.
You don't give no more the merrier. You're the same.
Oh, that's it. Just like
I'm shade of both.
No, your boxing's great.
he's making good improvements.
As well as that, like I was chatting to Andrew, who's like Andrew Ryan's like, I'm training every day between now and the fight, and I think last year we stopped a few days before and just relaxed and didn't do a lot. I'll find that tough.
Yeah.
Yes.
As in,
Man.
I feel like if I'm not training, I'm gonna lose what I've built up.
I can't lose it.
Just really
Never had it.
get in front of the mirror.
You did.
Shadow box. Move about.
Yeah,
Just stay loose. That's all you can do. But there's like you'll never get any fitter.
yeah,
You'll never get any stronger.
yeah.
You'll not get any better. And then
How,
4 or 5 days off. Like.
How quick can you get better? But do you think that you can learn how to fight? How long's Scales doing it?
Just have to fucking. I think the more you sparring, the more you get
Sparring.
familiar getting hit. Then it's like
It's the best.
it's like just getting used to it.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Recovery was my big thing. Just recovering between rounds.
Oh, fuck.
Like I'm
Yeah.
10 years older than
Yeah,
Gales.
yeah.
Mentally 10 years younger, so
Yeah.
so-
It evens
sort of
out.
evil.
So it's a level playing field.
Would you do it again? Like, will you do it again? Like, do you think if it was happening next year, you'd do it again?
Aye, probably.
I mean, it is great to have.
We do
something
want to
train
come
for.
out as everybody
Healthy.
healthy.
Yes.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So, aye, if you sure do it, I'll do it.
I've had one negative message about the whole thing. It was a guy like, "You're so disrespectful to the sport of boxing. Who do you think you are? Disrespectful to the sport of boxing. Someone could get really badly hurt. All this, all that." I don't think he knows we're wearing 16-ounce gloves.
People
Are
are
we
just
wearing
fucking-
headgear?
Yes. I think the
Wear
knot.
headgear, don't do it.
Nah, at a senior level, no. But if it has to be elite level. So like anything below elite level or intermediate level, you have to wear headgear. Even if it's like senior novices,
Right.
you have to wear
But there's
headgear.
something about headgear can actually do more damage.
More damage, yeah. Because
Because it's more
they've
thought.
done a thing where like it compresses your brain. So when you get hit, your brain needs room to move. When it gets hit, it needs room to
Mine
shake.
might not.
You don't get hit anyway.
Oh, I have it. There's my national insurance number. No one else. Once I learned that. So,
I know mine too.
that's it. I can rhyme her off. Boy.
I know my older brothers.
Say that to me. Say that to me.
His name. Never used my own.
Say that to me after the fight. That's how you'll know I'm all right.
JM.
What's your national insurance number? So headgear might do more damage.
They say that.
The says over like elite level at a period of competition over a period of like 5 or 6 bouts, repeatedly getting hit, the brain's not getting enough room. So like a compressed headgear can protect you from cuts and everything else, but it's not doing the brain any good.
Right.
Because the
They
brain
actually
needs room to move.
Did they say that the bare knuckle is even safer than boxing?
No.
Yep.
At cut, you're going to get more cut up, but you're getting less thuds and
see-
like your bare knuckle lasts. They're quick fights.
And see as well, see a lot of bare knuckle fights don't hit you like 100% because their hands can't take it. So they'll like clip you.
And is this
and a lot of them don't like tense their hands fully.
Right.
So like even UFC with the 4-inch gloves on, they hit you like, and then they start hitting you like that when they get a chance because your hands can't sustain
Is
it.
this a stupid comment? With boxing gloves being big, you've more chance of hitting someone, whereas with bare knuckle, that being a tiny.
No, I think you're easier to hit with bare knuckle.
If you're
Alright.
it's easier to hit, but the difference is if you clip someone the top of your head or even the side of your face with a glove on, you won't even know you get hit. Well, it's not like you get
Right,
hit.
right,
If you get
right.
hit with a bare knuckle and it clips you in the side of the eye, it's literally just going to slice you right open.
Would every
It's messier looking, but it's probably not as bad.
would every boxer be brilliant at bare knuckle, or is there some people who
Nah.
wouldn't translate?
It's two different sports.
Mayweather wouldn't be good at bare knuckle.
I feel like Tyrone McKenna might be the best bare knuckle boxer in the world.
Bare knuckle. Aye.
Just waiting for you
Just
outside
big.
the house. Come on.
But nah, it's two different sports completely. Like,
Here, the blue team's head's gone. They've lost their coach. Tyrone's away. Tyrone's away to Thailand for a training camp. He's gone. Barnesy stepping in.
That's the
Paddy
thing
Barnes.
too, yeah, there's
Is he
Abigail-
He's
stepping?
coaching the other team. Oh, he's
That'd
going to
be
be there in the
good.
corner on the right.
Do you know Jason Quigley? You know Jason?
Jason, no.
His wee club in Rafo, well, Jared and Jay's, I've been in there training.
That's where you've been.
I went there because it was just like, it's 10 minutes from the house. There's a few pro boxers there. A couple of boys turning pro. May as well get battered for a while, rather than meeting up with the comedians and not really getting a good.
It's a giant anyway for you. It's a good really fucking stint.
That's good where you go and you can get stuck in, like.
That's a
That's
proper
what I was
boxing,
saying. That
sweaty boxing
I'd
public.
like recommend just doing work wherever you can. Like no matter where you are, just get some sort of fucking boxing.
It is hard
training.
at the comedian session because it's all so mismatched. So like, someone who's just started, I feel like I can't go hard there, and then if I'm on the other side, if I'm sparring with Colin, he can't go full on me. So but it is better when you're just somewhere else and it's more one-on-one kind of. That's why I like when we just do our own thing.
I feel like that's why I want to arrange like sparring up in Holy Trinity. I've done last year because the lads in Holy Trinity are brilliant. They'll give you like people who are still novice and they'll put you in with them and they'll not take prisoners either, even if they feed, but they'll give you enough to match you.
And it's like the night because they're not going to say sorry
for
hitting you.
The boys send good boys in with me, but not because it's a good match, it's because they're professional. They'll not lose the head.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
He's whispering and I'm always saying, just don't tell him this round.
But you get carried away when you're, even if I'm doing a drill with him and you sort of like land something, the buzz it gives you is great, and then you do realise you let you do that.
Well, no, we Cal McLaughlin, he's fighting in the SSC, he's doing his pro debut, he's coming up now, but he was on with me and I think we did 5 rounds and I landed about 8 punches once, but when I landed I knew I properly landed because I got about 9 back.
Right.
Still give me a right.
I was boxing, I was in Tullycarnet yesterday with Andrew and Conor Brennan, and you, by the way, go when you need to go. If you need to go, you just go.
5 minutes.
And we were in there, and Gary, this guy was coaching us, and he was pointing out a mistake I was repeatedly making, and he went, "I'll give you like 3 strikes at that," you know. And I knew what I was doing wrong, so I then went back to doing it wrong, and he goes 1 in between and when we're sparring. And again, he could kill me like that, but he's helping me out by doing what I, he's holding back, obviously.
But the 3rd strike means he's going to land it.
There's nothing I could do about it, and he just clipped me. But it was brilliant because I didn't do it again.
That's what I was saying the
I
other
learned
day
better
about
doing
saying
that.
sorry. Like, don't be saying sorry, because if you land a punch, that's on the person who's been hit, not you for landing it. Don't apologise for hitting someone. They should be apologising for me, to me as a coach, for getting hit.
Yeah.
I was doing that too. Hitting somebody and then standing and enjoying my fucking work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they come back.
You get about 9 in the head.
That's it. You can't admire your work.
It's like when you play a lovely pass in football, like a big long range pass, you just stand.
Like a golfer,
and it's still going.
Yeah.
And it's still going.
Tony, remember we played golf in Helens Bay? Were you there when I hit a drive right by the water, down by the sea, and there's a walkway, and I hit this, it goes parallel the golf course with it, this hole, and I'm shit at golf, but I hit this drive, whoosh, sounded lovely, big driver, why? I followed the ball, all we heard was, instead of 4 it was fuck. There's a man out walking with his kids, and the ball went and he's like 1/4 of a mile away, and the ball went just past his head. Would have killed him, like. But I was admiring the drive I hit. I was looking at I thought I'd gone on the hole because I was like, I can't.
You didn't even shout for?
No, I thought I'd gone on the hole. I was following it.
That's all you were about.
I thought that would have killed that man, like.
It's the same as a good snooker shot. You just
it
just works.
Yeah.
Punching, I got a wild drive in the head last week, and my head was spinning all night, and I was like fucking looking over my life choices. You know what I mean? I was just like, wow, I'm 47.
See what happened? The spar I didn't enjoy was Theo Vaughan had a guy with him supporting him the whole tour called Amir K. Amir not Amir Khan.
Amir McKay.
Amir was we were with Dan up in Hannestown doing a bit of sparring, and my advantage is my long arms, like freakishly long, weird arms. But Amir's arms are like an inch longer than mine, and I'd never come up against that. There's nothing I could do.
Jab the jazz off you just.
There's nothing I could do. I was just so unprepared for it. Eventually I started trying to work it out, but I've never come up with anyone with longer arms. I hated that. That's the only rule I'll have for sparring.
Are you going to keep training the boxing training after this?
I'd love to, yeah. Not. I couldn't keep it up as much as I'm doing it.
No, but
once a week, I'd love to do something, yeah. because it's great. I
great,
wish I had done it years ago.
It's the best feeling ever. It's the most all round, like, in any sport I've ever participated in. That's the best feeling ever. Like,
Yeah.
just like you say, even getting hit, it's like,
Do you know who loves getting
You're
hit?
alive.
Mickey. Mickey gives you props. If you hit him, he goes, whoa.
does he?
He loves it. He just loves like when you land a good shot on him.
Class. I'm and Paddy are going to be some scrap.
You fit.
But just before we go, let's call the fight. No bias. Forget teams. Let's just call the fights. Connor and Andrew.
Connor.
I'm going Connor because I think he's excellent. He's really good.
fighter.
I think he's got a wee. He did kickboxing or something before too. Or something.
Yeah, he said he trained it when he was younger.
Right.
I don't think he has a massive advantage in terms of that, but he's very, very fit.
He better not knock Andrew out or Andrew be claiming. Like.
I know. Heather v Rachel. That's such a tough one to call.
Heather.
Good fight. Rachel.
She put a photo into the group with a busted nose with a smile.
Yeah.
Which is always a good sign.
I'm gonna go Rachel because I don't think last year she was able to fight the way she wanted to, and I think she'll be really up for it this time, like frustrated. That
Rachel hits hard.
Yeah.
Hits
Yeah.
very hard.
Yeah,
Right,
but that's going to be a great fight.
That makes.
Darren versus James. I'm going Darren all day long. James is my
James?
team, but
What did you do, James? Why you even signed up for this?
Darn's
James
very
has
good.
done
Darn's
no
strong.
training.
Darn's
I think I
strong.
seen a video of James hitting the bag and the bag didn't move.
don't get me wrong.
Bag.
But the frustrating thing is, James is really strong, and he would have picked. I know he would have picked it up really quick and been really good.
But he just can't put on any effort.
James is going to get last year's experience that all us boys aren't.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm gonna go Darren all day long. Unfortunately, on that, he's not my team, but I'll go Darren. You and Colin,
Me?
you're confident, yeah. But being serious,
I
you do
fancy
think you're gonna win
winning.
that. You do think you're gonna win that.
Yeah.
I think, and the reason
I know that if he lands one, and that I'll be in trouble because.
well, that's what I'm
I
saying.
I think it's the best match fight on the
That's
night.
why that's so enjoyable, because you have more experience. Okay, he's younger, but if either of you land a big overhand right,
Colin's a strong cunt.
so strong,
Strong bastard. Like,
so strong.
you're
And,
just a cunt. He's a strong cunt.
and I think he's working very,
He's fucking got
very
it.
hard.
Like, he's got the gym at the house.
Yeah,
He's got somebody coming and training him. I don't
he
know.
has tunnel vision with things when he
I
works
drink.
towards it.
Yeah.
I don't
When
know
we
why.
done a wee
Red
bit
wine.
last week, I was surprised how like good he was. Like,
Yeah.
Was there protein in red wine?
Who am I missing here? Oh, Ian versus who's Ian fighting?
Johnny Bow.
Ian v Johnny Bow.
Jesus. Remember the
That's
ball
a tough
back
one, like-
last
I
time?
tell you what.
aye.
I tell you
That
what.
was
Oh,
real.
you're watching.
That was real too.
I think Ian's really put the work in training.
Has he?
Yeah, and
That's
I don't
it.
know if Johnny's been very quiet. In fact, Johnny hasn't been to any of our sessions. But I know Johnny did his own stuff last year.
Did you hold back on Johnny last year? There was a wee bit of that.
Not
Yes.
at the start,
At the
but
end.
then
Once you-
After
Yeah.
first round.
Once you knocked
After-
his tooth out.
once I knocked his tooth out, then the referee was like, "Stop."
We're getting
But then he didn't know that. So this is what I was telling people. At the end of the first half, you can hear it in the video, the referee's like, "You need to relax, we don't want to have to stop a fight." And I was like, "Okay, no worries." No one tells Johnny. So I come out, start the second half, like, off the track, and he comes out like Prime Tyson.
ball bag swinging and teeth flying here.
What else am I missing? Claire v Jasmine. I have to go Jasmine because
Jasmine.
I see her train all the time,
Jasmine's
and
fucking-
she's
She's
an
up
animal.
for it.
She's not.
She-
Jasmine's not afraid to get hit.
She's
I
been.
think Claire's cutting turf or something. It's like
I think Jasmine's. If there was an award for top trainer out of
Jasmine.
everyone in any group, it's her.
she's just
Put the
every
craft
time I
in
gig
it.
him here, it's just fight talk.
But then Claire, if I'm like Claire, obviously is the underdog because Jasmine's been training so much, but Claire's more of an unknown.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it'll be a closer fight, but I see Jasmine train a lot, and she puts it in, like she really, really does.
I'm gonna have to go with my teammate, but Claire.
Sean Pete.
Sean McAlevey and Pete Giffen.
That was well fucking matched up, wasn't
Well,
it?
that's matched because they did, and I don't know anything about the politics of it, and there might be none, but they did a podcast together,
They don't do
and now they don't. So I'm just thinking, I've got my
They hate
like,
each other, definitely.
I've got my box up. No, I don't think they do, but I've got my. I've got my
I
box.
love the way he open ends things.
I've got my box office head on there, and I'm going. That's a money fight.
Aye.
You know, these
But it's a
boys
big
together.
weight difference. Jesus.
Yeah, but then Sean will be a lot fitter.
Sean did look strong in his last.
Sean's bigger than you
Did
think,
he fight that Darren?
Darren.
That was a good scrap.
Yeah.
That was a decent scrap.
Took lumps at each other. But
I'm going to say.
I'll go Sean.
I'm going to say Sean. But
Because-
if he catches him,
Pete.
But Pete's punch comes from like a week ago.
I think Pete's not bad. Like,
If Sean, I think,
like the Matrix. Just
I think
watch.
last year if Sean Hegarty wasn't as fit as he was, Pete would have, because there was times where Pete was throwing
Pete
a
was
few and it
getting at
hurt
him.
Sean, but he didn't have enough Sean or Pete given in the tank to keep Sean in the corner.
Yeah.
But if he had have, would have been Sean was fit enough to move away.
Oh, if he could land, if he could put a weight behind
good
that.
fight. It's good fight.
What about you?
Me v Sean.
Straight out, but come
He
on.
thinks he's going to win. I think I'm going to win.
That's a good answer.
But-
Instead of just saying me.
Well, I back myself, but he backs himself. I am aware he has the advantage.
Forget about him. Are you going to win?
Yeah.
Good night. And
But
what about the big one now? Mickey and let's talk about this.
I fancy Mickey. Even though
Who's
Paddy's
entering the
no. Obviously Paddy.
Right. I ask you first. You think Mick?
I think Mick. Yep. Just think.
I love the two boys, hey, but and as I say before, I was definitely Mick, 100%. But I've seen Paddy with his nice, sexy glasses on and a wee skinny face, and he just looks so ready.
I've seen Paddy too, and he's like, he looks brilliant. No matter what happens, he's winning.
winning,
Yeah,
or
He's
not?
winning
Agreed,
regardless.
agreed.
That's the
But,
thing about it.
He's put the work in. He looks great.
He obviously has the capability, but I just think Mickey's a wee bit fresher, a wee bit more fluid. You know what I mean? He like, even though he might not have as much fucking experience fighting as Paddy does, or even I know Paddy joined the basketball when he was a kid and all, but Mickey just seems a wee bit fluid, and a wee bit natural. Do you know what I mean?
I
Like even backstage before boxing was even mentioned back in the day, he's all everything's all.
I think Paddy has a fitness advantage because he's been working his whole off for months.
Must have dropped 4 stone.
Yeah.
Easy.
But Mickey's not unfit. Mickey actually is putting the work in.
I think
So
there's going to be a fight.
I think Mickey has the technique advantage. Paddy has a fitness advantage. But I think
Thran will win
Mickey's
the
going to
day.
win. I think Mickey's going to win.
And because it's going to be a fight.
It's going to be a big.
That's why I was
I
saying.
think if it's going to be a fight, Paddy wins. But if Mickey's going to try and box him, Mickey wins. But if it's going to be a fight,
They need to stick to the skills,
I stick to
instead of
natural.
just squaring up and going, put up your dukes.
So it's a real 50-50.
But it's hard with the crowd and the
is,
adrenaline.
and
to
all.
not
You
get
get
caught
sucked
into
in
it.
that
If that's the way
very
it's going to go, me and Sean, maybe it goes that
Yeah.
way, and then all bets are off.
That's it.
Hey, Paddy's calling him out, don't I? So
Is Dion and Brona still on?
Dion and Brona, I go Dion for that because
Dion would beat most of the fellas.
she was unbelievable in that one training session with this.
was she?
Yeah,
Class.
technique wise,
She hits like
unbelievable.
fuck. She
But is
hits
Bruno
like
sick
a
or
horse.
something? Was she not?
Brona has a chest infection at the minute. I didn't realize there was a 3-foot height advantage between them two.
Fuck.
Yeah,
With the wee Westie too.
you know who I think's going to win?
No, wee terrier.
Charity.
Charlie's coming.
I forgot all about the charity. I thought this was the real shit. No, you're right.
But it's
Hopefully,
gonna
and
be great.
people get on and you can watch it online as well.
Yes, we're putting the pay-per-view link in the description for this. You can watch it at home. And cheers to everyone who's already paid for that link. And it's going to be great.
Can't
It's
wait.
going to be great. Ro, any gigs you want to promote? Big Massive Podcast.
Big massive podcast. Me and Niall Cook get on it. We're like a cult following. So let's get it bigger. And
Never
no,
look
do you know
back.
what? Strabon's going to have a load of the lads down. We've got William doing his whip next week.
Work in progress.
Work in progress. And then we've
Because Willie definitely owns a whip, by the way.
Well,
Let no
Mickey-
one's in denial about them.
This is the good one about Mickey. We were doing the boiler room the day after the fight. I says, Mickey, we'll be dying, man. He goes, nah, let's fucking do it. This morning, hey, man, can we change that date? Like 10 times I said, let's change it. No, so it's changed to Saturday. We've got Dave's on the 12th of July coming to do his role model show in the boiler room. And we've got Rory Woods the week before. I've got like 6 gigs in a row.
That
McCartney's coming to do as well. So
Boiler room's unbelievable.
Boiler room, isn't it?
It's unbelievable.
one of
Kosh
the
is
best.
brilliant too, like.
Aye. Kosh is unreal, but you need to get her packed.
Yeah.
But the boiler room's always packed.
Yep.
You get it'll be packed with 30 and it's definitely packed with 60.
Yep. Where we train in Missile, here, go when you need to go if you need yours run. Missile Fitness, Kennedy Way, where we train with Sean, is unbelievable. Even like
where
even
it's
look
at.
at their social media and just the community feel about it. The
You put
journeys,
photos out there.
the fitness journeys people go on.
Class. It's just
Brilliant.
class. The class gyms, class setup.
Yep.
Covers everything you need.
Boxing now too. I've noticed when I went into the Refuge gym that it's not like the old days. Do you remember the old days? You were just hated when you walked in. The
That's
fuck
what
are
it
you
was.
doing here? No,
I feel
right.
more respect now,
I'm
isn't
not
it?
done.
I think
Leave
You know
cause
what I say to that question?
Leave your ego
Winning.
at the door.
winning.
The fuck are you doing here? I say winning. And then I leave and don't bother.
Do that again?
Then the girls all go around you.
Yeah.
Fucking shame me.
Sean Rowe, thanks very much for coming on doing the pod. Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having us.
Thanks for
Links
having
for
us.
everything in the description.
Let's get ready for tea with me.